Welcome to Barking Mad. Welcome to Toto. And welcome to vlog 15. Yes, welcome to vlog 15. And this is the second of Trevsi's lifetime stories. And this one is all about my canal dream. So, go get that coffee. Here's a little bit of music. There you go, get your coffee. And we'll have a chat. Hello, we're back. Look who's here. Toto, Cal Surprise, camera's on. Here he goes, right. So you're gonna go there, you can't go any further. So stay there now. So the canal dream. So for years, I've had this thing that when I retire, I would love to hire, rent, buy a camper van and go around the entirety of the UK, stopping at every little cove, going around the whole of, well, Great Britain. I don't really like the term United Kingdom. Great Britain, because we are great. That's England, Scotland and Wales, including the little islands around Scotland, you know, the Orkney and Shetland and the Western Isles. I'd love to go all around those. Yes, I think Toto would as well. And that's always been that intention. Oh, what did you hear? And when I started going on furlough, a friend contacted me and said, I'm watching Robbie Cummings. He moved from land-based onto a canal boat. And I have to be totally honest, at the time I thought, do I want to watch this? I don't know. And yeah, I did, because what else on? And I watched it, and I was totally taken with it. It was wonderful. And I watched all the previous ones he did on Freeview, on Backup, Demand, whatever you call it. And then I went over to YouTube, found he had a YouTube channel, and watched loads on there. And then I found there was loads of other people have done this, so I watched theirs. All very different circumstances. You know, Robbie's boat is actually quite an old boat, and most of it, if not all of it's been overplated, which is just where the original hull's rusted, and it's got a bit too thin to be safe, and so they put basically a new plating over it, and it gives it another sort of 20-30 years life on top, especially if it's done properly, which I expect he would have made sure it was. And he's got a lovely little boat, but it is a little boat, it's just him though. So I started watching loads of these. Some had new boats, some had boats they just ordered and hadn't built to their requirements. Other people had old boats that were being done up, they were doing them up. Other people were just doing it up as they went along, sort of thing. It was fascinating. Some had short boats, long boats, narrow boats, wide beams. It was and still is so fascinating to watch. And of course everyone's circumstances and lives are very different. So you've got some people that don't worry too much about financial resources. It brings out the craft side of people's talents. You get loads of people doing paintings and sewing and crocheting and language courses and things like that, all from the boat. And there's a helicopter choosing to go over right now. How inconsiderate. Yes. So it was good, and it's very interesting to watch. And I actually got really into it. I found it so relaxing watching these vlogs of even just going along the canals, let alone the informative ones that tell you some of the history that goes on the canals, and the bridges, and the towns you're going through, and the industrial north, etc. And then you get others that do the DIY and show you some of the how to replace the water pump, how to service the engine, how to seal the windows, how to paint bits on the outside and the inside, and it's fascinating to watch, really is. And I find it better than normal telly, to be honest. So I started looking into this, and I realised I'd really like to do this. The relaxation side of it on its own was amazing, just watching, let alone doing. So I started looking into it, hired a couple of day boats with different friends, and the K&A, that was, as you'll see from that vlog, that was a little bit intimidating because it was quite a wide canal, and it was quite a rough day with the weather, the locks. I think we let the water come in a little bit too fast, to be honest, and also some of the currents that you get on the B still on the K&A when the River Kennet joins it, Walhampton. So then the second one was on the Oxford Canal, and that was just divine, absolutely wonderful. Narrow canal, only a narrow boat can go on it. And this is the thing, wide beams have the luxury of the space, but they can't go on all the canals. So there's only a couple of canals down south, and of course the rivers. But there's a lot more canals that are wide beam or wide canals up north. At the moment they don't interconnect south to north, but they are working on it. There's a little bit around Milton Keynes, I think it is, on the Grand Union, where it could potentially link, and they are working on making that so. When that happens, that will be fantastic. Wide beams do take up a lot of space though on the canal. That is one of the drawbacks. And some places, even on a wide canal, if you've got the reeds growing and trees overhanging, you've got two wide beams passing, it's going to be a bit tight, if not impossible in places. So I started really looking into it, and I made a couple of journeys to what I call local marinas, looking at boats, various different styles, shapes, sizes, prices as well. And then I thought, I'm only looking locally and there's no real canals locally, it's rivers. So I started then hiring a couple of cars on a couple of occasions and went up to the Midlands, Northamptonshire and Derby, and around Leicester. And yes, you know, it's land of the canals, and it's absolutely wonderful. Go over a little bridge in the car and you're going over a canal and there's all these boats just moored up with their chimneys smoking, or parasols up, and people sitting having their G&Ts. It's absolutely gorgeous. He's a little fidget frump, isn't he, today? He's a little fidget frump with lots of kisses. So, I had narrowed it down a couple of occasions to 1 or 2 boats. And if you want to see that journey, then you need to go back and have a look at some of the earlier vlogs I did. And that will give you an idea of what I was going through in my mind with certain boats, and you'll know which ones I had shortlisted. Some people got, some very good friends and family had a few concerns about basically with my ailments, my Crohn's mainly, and my CLL, cancer. What would happen if things went bad? What would happen with the dogs if they needed the vets? What would happen if I needed a dentist and all that? So I actually contacted each of the consultants, each of the services like the vets, etc. And it was all possible and totally viable. The only thing was it would take a little bit of time and a little bit of money. So the main one was the haematology consultant, and he very kindly actually put it in writing in an email and also in a letter. I was really thankful for that. It really put my mind at rest. And basically, he said, if anything, when my CLL deteriorates basically, and I need to have hospital treatment, then it won't happen quickly. It will happen slowly, and I will have time to get the boat into a marina, the animals into kennels, for example, and quoting his words, get my ass on a train and get down to Portsmouth, and put myself in a hotel or stay at friends, and yeah, I'll be then able to have the hospital treatment. But of course that is all going to cost money, putting the boat in the marina, putting the dogs into kennels, and getting my butt from, let's just say, the Liverpool Canal, Trent and Mersey Canal, something like that, getting my butt down to Portsmouth. So it's doable. Does it put me off? No, if I'm absolutely honest. It's a deterrent, but it doesn't put me off. And I think these things in life are there and you can overcome them if you want to. However, I then lost my buyer on my house because I was taking a bit too long and deciding which boat and what boat. And I'd narrowed it down to 2. And I had my favourite one that was up at Dunchurch Pools, and my second one was down at Purford, Tingdean Marina. I then lost my buyer on my house, and I decided that the easiest and quickest option was to do what I've actually done now, and that's equity release. And that's by far saving me a fortune each month. Just doing a few hours Amazon each week, I'm about breaking even. It's fantastic. And I thought if I could do that on a canal boat, base it in a marina or a canal side mooring, do the Amazon as and when needed, just to keep funds up and to live on. You can still have plenty of time to go cruising. And of course with Amazon you can choose different depots that you work from, so it's all perfectly doable. Yes, you need a car, so you'll move the boat one day and maybe then go back and get the car the next day, sort of thing, and move it forward. A little bit of a bind, but yeah, where there's a will there's a way, basically. Simple, really. And you're getting to see more of the country as well. So where am I now? So I have put the canals on hold as an option because the boats are still selling like hotcakes. It's absolutely incredible, and I want to see what happens when the restrictions lift, just how busy these canals are. Because if everyone that's gone and bought all these boats over the lockdowns, etc. Because the canals are really a very safe place to be, except for the towpath part where lots of people tend to walk and cycle. But in the quieter situations, quieter locations, it's absolutely perfect. Isolation, living off grid, charging your batteries up with solar and the engine, maybe a little Jenny. And yeah, it's a wonderful way of life. Topping up your water from the water points, disposing of your waste at the Elson points, and your rubbish as well. You are off grid, you're doing it yourself. But so I've put it off. I digressed in, I do apologise. What happens when you get to my age? I've put it off till the end of this year. I'm going to look at it again and see what the world's doing, what this country's doing, how safe things are, how much normality has resumed, and what the new normality consists of. And that includes in the current day-to-day life as well as on the canals. I do hope to be able to hire, I'm looking to hire a day boat about 3 times. Bearing in mind we can't actually do it till I think it's about the 20 odd something of July, 21st of July. Obviously his birthday weekend, of course. That's when everything gets lifted. Now, assuming we get to that point and everything gets lifted, then that's when I intend to hire a day boat. Intend to do the Oxford. I do intend to do Canal again, maybe going the other direction. Maybe doing the other direction of the Oxford, and then maybe going a little bit further afield on another canal. Maybe something like the Grand Union, don't know, Stratford-on-Avon, and hiring another day boat for the day, obviously, and just getting a feel how busy, how quiet the canals are, how easy it is still, how difficult it is, especially the wide canals. I did find that quite intimidating, but it was my first and only time on a wide canal, and I don't think we did it to the best of our ability, to be honest. It wasn't done in the most cautious way. So yes, so for now I'm still watching about 40-50 vlogs to do with it all. And yeah, looking what boats are for sale, how the prices are going. Some boats are going up in price quite a lot, and looking at ones that do sell, ones that don't sell, and yeah, we'll take it from there at the end of the year and we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy what I've done, the equity release. I love doing the Amazon. It gets me out to places that I most probably not ever go to, and places I don't even see, and that's quite locally. So I love it, I really do. And I'm going to carry on doing that, and I'll certainly, even if I did go for the canals, I still want to do Amazon. It's brilliant, brilliant, love it. We'll take it from there. Might go and have a few boats, see a few boats. Coming up very soon, we've got the virtual Crick show, which is like the big canal boat event. Where you can go and see all the latest boats and all the gadgets and gizmos that you can get for them. And also all the traditional stuff as well, which is all part of it, to be honest. That's what it's all about. But this year it's all being done virtually because they can't actually hold the actual show, and that's in about a week or so's time, I believe. So yeah, looking forward to that. I got my virtual ticket, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. And that's been where I really started this channel up for, to do the, as they call it, the water to water transformation. Although that hasn't happened yet, it might happen, it might not happen, but let's go on this journey, and I hope you find it as interesting and exciting as I do. I love it. I love the canals. I'm very jealous of everyone that's on them, living on them, continuously cruising or not continuously cruising. But yeah, I love it, and I love following the people. It's a great community, and even though I'm not on there, people treat you as like friends you've known for years. They really are wonderful people on the canals. There's some that aren't so friendly, but in the majority, you know, it's great and I love it. So if you're on the canals, keep up your vlogging. I love it. And who knows, I might actually bump into you, not as in Tim and Prue style, but yes, am I talking too much? On that note, I'm going to say bye-bye. You take care, stay safe, love one another, and see you soon. Bye!